Hi everyone. Yesterday there was news from the Irish government that they've agreed to purchase the City West Hotel in southwest Dublin for €148.2 million. And of course there was absolutely no community consultation. Now the locals up in Saggart and the local surrounding areas are up in arms over this, and of course this is what's happened across Ireland in terms of the Irish political establishment running roughshod over the basic democratic rights of local communities. And we've seen the immigration chaos in Ireland in terms of the issues it's created through the international protection system and also through the temporary protection directive that was issued back a number of years ago, that's been extended now to Ukraine until 2027 without, again, any debate. This is absolutely scandalous, but again it demonstrates who the political establishment represents. I'm at a case in point here in Rathmines, and I'm bringing a little walk through Rathmines as well, because this shows really fundamentally what's wrong with Irish society. There's an international protection facility behind me here in Rathmines. Now, this facility was opened last year. Previously it was a hotel, or supposed to be a hotel, a so-called boutique hotel here in Winfield Road. And last year the owners contacted the Department of Integration and offered this building up for 165 international protection applicants. Now of course the Department of Integration was all too willing to support this and open it up again without any community consultation, no community engagement, no integration plan, and of course the serious lack of services in around this area. A lot of people in Rathmines are living in high-priced rental accommodation, and also there's a lot of council tenants living in disgraceful conditions. Now of course there's plenty of wealth in the surrounding areas as well, but unfortunately it doesn't filter down to people essentially who need it most in society, with the homeless disaster we see around this area too. Now the owners of this building behind me made over €6.7 million last year. Ray Byrne and Owen Doyle, they owned Wineport Lodge in County Westmeath and a number of other luxurious hotels and restaurants as well. But again, plenty of money for these guys to profit from. The immigration industry, and of course we know that over 80% of those who claim international protection are here for economic purposes, and of course because of the economic fallout in Ireland, we've seen the issues being used by the big employers in terms of oppressing wages, and of course people like the Irish Business Employers Confederation are fully behind this agenda too. I was just trying to get across the street. I'll show you a couple of things. Let's just go down. There's just a Centra shop just down here, you can see. I'll walk down and just show you a little bit. There's a couple of issues around Rathmines as well, which are very important to tie into the bigger picture in Ireland. There's a little shop down there called Centra, part of the Musgrave group of course. And the idea is now up here there's the post office that was built in 1934, and on post commercial semi-state operation want to close the post office and relocate to the back of a Century shop down here, so privatise the service and outsource it. This is Ireland all over. And just a small little walk around here shows you really fundamentally the main issues in Ireland in terms of policies, how wealth is pushed upwards while ordinary people are the ones that struggle because of the policies of the establishment. We'll just stroll up here now. And thanks, and please let me know where you're watching from as well, and any memories you might have around this area, please share them as well. Now here's the post office here in Rathmines. Iconic Art Deco building that was built in 1934 by Howard Cook. And this is when the state had absolutely no money, but yet they built beautiful public, not-for-profit services like this post office. Now the idea is now from on post, and this comes from the European Union with the Postal Services Directive, to close the post office and outsource the service to the Central down the road. It's a postmaster run service, so privatise it essentially. And this is part of the European Union agenda of liberalisation. And according to On Post, they want to then put this on the market. You see at the back there's the mails collection service, as you can see at the back here, which is a beautiful, beautiful building and a hugely historical part of Rathmines. Now there is a protest this coming Saturday at 11:30 on June 21st at the post office, and hopefully people can come down and support that. But of course, last year I organised a petition, got over 2,500 people that signed it in the local area, and they just ignored it. The political establishment that are rotten to the core. They don't really pay any heed, especially the elderly people who rely on the service in the post office. It's their only outlet to come out here every week, and the only time they spend where they actually probably can engage with people. And you can see the issues in Ireland in terms of loneliness, the digital divide, and many disastrous issues. But again, listen, who did the political establishment ignore the claims of the people? And as well was fundamentally very important with that building, apart from the historical significance, is the whole idea that it's a not-for-profit public service. And what An Post have done is try to outsource and privatise these services under the European Union Postal Services Directive. And this is just ludicrous. Like, I put them in the back of a shop where they have no dignity, privacy, and more and more people would just be more isolated than ever. And this area, there was no big community centre for people, a lack of GP services. A lot of people are struggling to get basic services, and also there were issues with the community information service, citizens information service, that closed down a number of years ago and wasn't replaced. The nearest one to here would be a number of hours they would hold a service down in Whiteforestry a week, and then the other one would be down around Ushers, Ireland, which is quite a significant bit away. And there's no direct bus route either from people in the area to try and access as well. So this is like, it's just ludicrous. So these issues are in terms of urban issues, are vitally important, and there's this connection, you can see it in rural areas as well, which is absolutely disgraceful. Now this is a council flat complex in Rathmines as well, and this shows you where there's plenty of money for the immigration industry, but no money to look after people's needs. There's about 80 plus flats here, and as you can see, this is an area that's been neglected for years. Damp, mould, overcrowding, a lot of these conditions, a lot of empty apartments here, and lack of investment in the facilities that people desperately need. As you can see here, a couple of local people have erected their own goalposts because there's no playgrounds for the children, there's no swings. There was a rope swing actually across the way behind me before, and put up by a couple of the residents here. And as you can see up here, you can see that sign maybe. It's even close there. It says, no ball games allowed. A lot of Dublin City Council flat complexes are in absolutely disgraceful conditions, left behind for years and years by the political establishments, ran down and then so-called regenerated, which is an excuse for class cleansing, stroke gentrification, and under public-private partnership. We've seen in Charlemont Street areas like that being decimated and destroyed because of profiteering essentially going on, and not to mention the stairwells here. So no lifts either for people. When mobility issues will have to get up to those high floors. And this is another issue I've highlighted here as well. You can look at the condition as well, lack of maintenance, even by the council. And many who live here, work here in the area, and absolutely it's disgraceful the way they're being treated. This place has been just empty for a number of years as well. Nothing was here previously. Years ago, I think there was a swing located here as well. But why can't the council come in, spend money and invest in communities? But they don't want to invest in communities because they want to keep people on the edge and push them over the edge because of all these policies. And here you can look at the back here. Lovely bit of green space as an alarm goes off. That's a new private apartment. We can have a look at that now in a second maybe. So you can see the space here. Like, what could this become? Allotments for people? Ask the community what they want to use with it. And it's just overgrown, neglected. No, even a five-a-side football pitch for children to play on. And the teenagers as well. So it's just disgraceful. But like, there are solutions in Ireland. We need to start taking power back to our communities where people are involved in the decision-making process. And then behind me is luxury apartments that are going up that just face out onto Rathmines Road and up towards Rathgar Road. So there are, but as I said, there are solutions in society, and it needs to come back to communities where people realise and take the power. As Patrick Pearse wrote, the people are sovereign. It's vitally important now more than ever what's taking place in Ireland, that people realise what their power is and take it back. Because through previous generations we've seen the struggles in society and being led by ordinary people who stand up for the needs of their people and community. And much the same, where there's plenty of money for the immigration industry, plenty of money for outsourcing and pushing into private hands, like the postmaster run service down the road, closing post offices, closing public services, running down council flat complexes, leaving places empty. For instance, here they used to have a man who lived in the block and used to maintain the block as well. But again, kind of that's all completely stopped. And previously there was a rope swing here, and it's gone, where residents put up. It's absolutely disgraceful. But again, this demonstrates Ireland and Dublin, and a snapshot of really what's going on in society, especially around areas like Rathmines, which was always an affordable area for people to come in, to rent, to live, to bring up their families. And now so many shops are closing down. That's becoming a bigger divide in the local area, because a lot of people can't afford to go to local shops. The affordable shops essentially are all gone. Now it's more, you see prices going up for people with the cost of living crisis. The shops, as I said, they go to are closing down, and even businesses are finding it, small businesses are finding it very hard to get by in Rathmines as well. And many I know that are just barely hanging on, providing their livelihoods, just keeping above water because of the pressures as well. But again, this is the government's and the political establishment's agenda to erode our basic rights, but on top of that, serve the interests of the very wealthy in Irish society and internationally as well, through their global capitalism and through the idea of pushing towards more of a globalist agenda as well, which is going to really oppress the people who are most oppressed at the moment in society. As I said, there's plenty of money for the immigration industry, plenty of money for the commercial property owners like Byrne and Doyle who own those hotel over there, and as well, no money to provide a swing, playground, facilities for children who live in the flat complex here in Rathmines. And as I said, not too far away from here, there's areas of complete so much wealth in our society, intergenerational wealth as well. And just the classism is just rampant in Rathmines. With that walkthrough, you can see exactly what's going on. And please share my videos, because it's very important that people share the videos out there far and wide to what's really going on around Dublin, around Ireland. You need to see the reality, because they don't explain the reality or talk about it when they're talking about these issues on any of the mainstream channels. They make the issues all, well, I'm sorry, on the mainstream channels, because they'll try and compartmentalise these issues, and that's what they always do. They don't connect the issues to what's really going on, and systemically how the top-down policies are affecting people on the ground in our communities. Wonderful, great people, proud people, and the struggle continues. So please share my videos out far and wide. I'm really grateful for all your support as well. And please highlight these issues, because the more pressure that will come on, the better outcomes we will achieve as well, together as people as well. So we need to stand up against what's going on. It's absolutely just horrific, and it's changing and destroying the fabric of Irish society, these policies that are led by people who are completely, have no interest in representing the citizens of our great country, no interest in representing the needs of people, such as the resources the country should be handled and in control of the people of the country as well. But of course, listen, we have political establishment, and Martin and Harris, and who said sovereignty is a backward looking idea. So this is who you're up against, essentially. But please share my videos, highlight them, subscribe to my channel also as well. And thanks so much to everybody who continues to share my videos. I'm very grateful, comment, and get the real message out there to what's going on. Because all of us who care deeply about what happens to the working class people and ordinary people of Ireland, I need to speak out to what's going on in society, the injustices, to make it a place where we're all ultimately proud of, and people have a say fundamentally in what the policy of the state is, which is disgraceful on a local level and on a national level as well. So take care and slán, all the best, bye bye.